So, 3 months ago, I made a video entitled Summer Quarterly Goals, and then proceeded to let the entire summer get away from me and forget that those goals existed. So here we are at the beginning of September. Honestly, I really didn't want to make this video, and I considered not making this video because I have put almost no thought into this. I have not really looked back at my list of goals that I made, so I don't know if I succeeded in any, and I also haven't really made any goals because I plan to carry over most of the failures into fall. So let's just jump into the list. I have it here in front of me. I'll take a look and see how horrible I did. I should probably very quickly address what this even is. This is an idea that I got from Jenna Moresi. Her channel will be linked up in the cards. Essentially, every 3 months, I give myself a list of goals. If I complete half of them, then I have succeeded for the quarter. So the first goal that I gave myself over the summer was to finish my initial Genius rankings, rank all the players, rank all the main matches, death matches, and do one more other Genius related ranking. So my goal was to do 5 Genius related rankings on my blog. For those of you who don't know, The Genius is my favorite TV show. It's this really epic reality competition. I'll leave a link up in the cards to a video where I explained it, and I didn't do any of this. I think I explained this in the summer quarterly goals video, but essentially I needed to rewatch season 4 before I could rank the main matches because I watched it in January and I haven't gone back and rewatched it yet. And I still haven't done that because I've been watching too much K-pop stuff and not being productive. So I haven't gotten to that and therefore haven't gotten to the rankings that I wanted to do after that. Also, over the past few days, there's been a mini crisis within the community of Genius fans because the person who subtitles all of the episodes deleted all the videos from the internet. Fortunately, someone has saved all the videos, and since then I've gone and downloaded all of them onto my computer, so I have the entire run of the TV show and it won't be lost forever. But because of that, I might go back and actually start rewatching now because I'm in kind of a Genius mood. I don't know, depends on how much free time I have, but I am probably going to put this on my fall goals and hopefully we'll actually get to it. The second goal that I gave myself was to maintain a regular Korean learning schedule. I'm going to give myself a half point on this one. I mentioned in the last video that this is the one that I wanted to succeed at. If I didn't succeed at anything else, this is the one that I would be most sad about if I gave up on this. For the first 2 months of the quarter, I did really, really well. I was really consistent in my studying. This last month has been a little bit shaky. And I mentioned in that video that I didn't want to get lazy and to stop working on it. And laziness has not proven to be the problem. The problem is intimidation. For those of you who aren't aware, Korean is one of the most difficult languages for people who are native English speakers to learn because there are a lot of different rules that just don't exist in the English language. So it's a really, really intimidating language to learn because there are all these things that I'm just really, really not used to. I don't want to get too much into technical stuff, but for example, there are things like object marking particles and subject marking particles that are essential to the Korean language that just aren't even a concept in English. And so it's really hard to figure out how they work. And because of stuff like this, it's just a super intimidating language. And I constantly am finding myself feeling like I am not learning or not learning as quickly as I want to. So like I said, it's just been a problem with intimidation. So like I said, I'll give myself half a point on that one because I did do quite a bit of work on learning Korean. I just have been slacking over the past month. Goal number 3 was to keep my apartment mostly tidy. It didn't happen. We're gonna move on. Goal number 4 was to complete or catch up to 3 book series. That also didn't happen. I think I read a grand total of 8 books over the past 3 months, which is honestly more than I've read over the rest of the year. But yeah, I think all of them were standalones and or did not complete a series. So that didn't happen. Goal number 5 was to post regularly on my blog, and I'm actually gonna give myself this one. I didn't post as regularly as I think I wanted to when setting that goal, but I did post pretty consistently throughout the summer. I think I did 2 posts a month, which like I said, is not as much as I wanted to do, but it's definitely more than I did over the past year. I think I posted maybe like once a month over the past year. So I did succeed at this goal, but mostly because I made it pretty vague. Goal number 6 was to begin a rewrite of Flirting with Fame. This also didn't happen. I did do quite a bit of character development over the summer and I worked on the plot, but I have not started the second draft yet because I'm still working on character development. Goal number 7 was to get a poster for my room, and I succeeded at this one. I think I did it like really early on in June, and I will insert a clip somewhere in here showing you that poster. It's actually not even a poster, it's a scroll of the K-pop group Infinite. I really loved it because it had the full group at the top and then it had individual pictures going down the scroll. And now that I'm talking about this, it's making me kind of sad because if y'all aren't aware, over the past week, the Infinite in spirits have been kind of sad because it was announced a few days ago that Hoya, who is the main dancer, the lead rapper, and one of the vocalists, had decided not to renew his contract back in June and is therefore leaving the group. So it's super sad, especially as someone who's only been in Spirit for like 4 months since like May. So yeah, that's super sad, but I will insert a clip of the scroll here just so you guys can see all of them in their 7-member glory, even though there are now 6 members. So here is my poster in all of its glory. It's actually more of a scroll. It has all the members individually down here, and there's a big one up here. This is actually from their reality comeback, which is my favorite. And yeah, this is just the whole thing. All the members are up here. There's Sungyu and Hoya and Woohyun and L or Myungsu and Dongwoo and Sungjong and Sungyul. So yeah, I thought this was really cool because it had a shot of all the members and then individual pictures down at the bottom. But yeah, I don't want to dwell on this for too long because I'm legitimately very, very sad about this because they've become one of my favorite musicians over the past few months. And although Hoya was not one of my favorite members, I do think that he's one of the more integral members because he was very, very well-rounded and good at everything. I mean, I'm talking about him as if he's like dead or something. He's still alive. He's great at everything. I fully support him going forward, but I'm just very sad to see him leave what I believe to be one of the best K-pop groups. My next goal was to make a favorite rankings video apart from the Harry Potter movie rankings. And this is another one that I failed. I was planning on doing something like ranking my favorite movies or my favorite bands, again, because I did that like 2 years ago, or ranking my favorite songs or something like that. And I just didn't do it because I honestly forgot that I set this goal for myself. Definitely still something I want to do in the near future, although I am leaning toward redoing my favorite standalone books video just because I did it 2 years ago and it has changed a lot since then. So I definitely feel like I need to redo that. But other than that, I've been considering doing a ranking of my favorite movies and or my favorite songs, probably. My next goal was to generally stick to my budget. And I'm not going to give this one to myself. I didn't go crazy or anything, but I just didn't really follow the rules that I set. I kind of just did my own thing and tried not to overspend. The next goal on my list was to work on Specialis Revelio, which, if you didn't know, is my Harry Potter analysis blog. I will link it up in the cards. And technically, I succeeded at this because I did post on Specialis Revelio, but it was one that I had already in the can from back in like September or October. I did type it up and edit it, so it's not like I just like clicked post on something that I wrote months and months and months ago, but it's not like I read a new chapter and analyzed it and then did everything for the post. So technically it counts, but I'm kind of mentally considering this a failure. So finally, my last goal on this list was essentially to do some sort of large-scale ranking. This is something that I do occasionally on my blog. Like last year, I did a ranking of all of the designers who had ever been on Project Runway. It took many, many, many posts, and it was a big project, and I wanted to do something not quite to that scale, but still something like pretty big like that, like ranking all of the songs by one of my favorite artists, or ranking all of the queens who'd ever been on Drag Race. That was the one I was leaning toward. And given that I'm talking about this in past tense, I think you can assume that, again, I failed at this one. So of the 11 goals that I gave myself over the summer, I completed 3.5, which is nowhere near what I wanted to do. And it actually makes me really sad looking down this list because apart from like keeping my apartment clean and like sticking to my budget, these are all like fun goals and things that I enjoy doing. Like I love reading and reading series, and I enjoy learning Korean, and I love writing, but for some reason I just wasn't able to push myself to actually do the things that I set out for myself. So because of that, my fall goals, which I'm literally coming up with on the spot, they're gonna be basically either the exact same as over the summer or like a reworking of one of these goals, or just a random addition that I've decided to do at the moment. Like I said, I didn't really want to make this video and announce my shame to all of y'all, but because I said that this was a thing that I was going to do now, I'm committed and I'm gonna actually try to do it this time. So, first fall goal is going to be an exact replica of one of my summer goals, and I believe it was also partially my spring goal. Finish initial Genius rankings and rank all players, main matches, death matches, and do one other Genius related ranking. Honestly, I just need to rewatch season 4 so I can do the main match rankings for season 4 and then move on to the larger scale rankings, because those are going to be more fun. Those are the ones that I'm going to enjoy a little bit more. But the main match rankings for season 4 are going to be a little bit more complicated. So once I get through that, it should be smooth sailing. I just need to actually do it. And now that I have every single season saved on my computer, it shouldn't be hard. I don't have any excuses. Like, even an internet outage can't stop me. Goal number 2, maintain a regular Korean learning schedule. Like I said, for over the summer, I don't want to restrict myself to saying I have to study it every single day, because especially given that it is now a new semester, I may not have time to work on it every single day, but I want to be committed to consistently working on it and not giving up like I kind of have for the last few weeks. That being said, like, maybe 90% of the stuff that I've been watching over the past 3 months has been in Korean. So like, at the very least, I have been hearing a lot of Korean over the past 3 months. So while I haven't been actively studying, immersion is one of the best things about learning a language, and it's one of the best ways to learn a language. So at the very least, I have been watching a ton of stuff in Korean and at least hearing the language almost consistently throughout the last few months. Next goal, I'm skipping the apartment tidiness because I think we all know that's not gonna happen. So the next one, I think it's gonna be some sort of reading goal. I don't wanna say to catch up to 3 series because my overall yearly goal is 7 and I've only caught up to 1, and then a new thing came out in that series, so now I'm not even caught up to that. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to complete this goal for the year, so I need to figure out something that I can complete. I think I want to focus on getting my TBR down because my goal for the year was to get it to 30% of my library, and I believe right now it's probably somewhere around 35%. So I think my goal for the next quarter, which is going to be up until the beginning of December, is going to be to get my TBR down to 30% of my library. I think that's pretty doable. There are a lot of books on this TBR shelf over here that I really want to get to, so hopefully that's something I can achieve. So goal number 3 is to get my TBR down to 30% of my library. Goal number 4, once again, to post regularly on my blog. Like I said, I've been doing it a little bit more consistently. I want to be slightly more consistent with it, and hopefully some of these goals will help me to achieve that. But I do want to briefly plug this new series that I've started on my blog that I do really love. Because I've been getting into K-pop, I've been listening to a ton of new music, and therefore my music that I've had on constant repeat has been changing very rapidly. So every month I've been doing a top 10 songs of the month on my blog, and I'm basically just taking all of the massive amounts of music that I'm listening to over the month and getting it down to a small list of 10 that I've just had on constant repeat, and like I said, I've been doing that monthly. I believe that this video is going to go up the exact same day as my August top 10 will, so I will leave that linked up in the cards, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit redundant with the artists because I've been listening to a lot of the same 2 musicians over the past month, but that'll be up in the cards. Number 5, I want to make some sort of ranking video. Like I said, I think I'm leaning toward either movies or a new ranking of my top 15 standalones. So one of those, I hope to do some sort of ranking video. Goal number 6 is to generally stick to my budget. I'm hoping to actually do this time because like I said in the last one, I don't like go crazy with spending or anything, but I do want to be more careful with how I spend my money just because I really like ordering takeout, and that's not always the best thing. So hopefully I'm a little bit more conscious of that, and I want to do a no spend week sometime soon, so I might film that, I don't know. So goal number 6 is one like last time where you're gonna be like, really, Kristen, that's an actual goal that you're setting for yourself? Why? So I feel like I need to explain myself. That goal is to finish 5 TV show seasons. It doesn't have to be the same TV show, just complete seasons of TV shows. And this is new seasons, not rewatches, so the rewatch of season 4 of The Genius doesn't count. And of course you're probably like, how on earth is that a goal? That is just like fun. How does that count as a goal? And the thing is that my free time tends to be pretty unstructured, and it makes me feel like super unproductive. Lately, I've gotten into this habit of not knowing what I want to watch and therefore just like rewatching the same 10 YouTube videos over and over again, and it's just like such a waste of time. And if I'm gonna have free time, I want to actually enjoy it and be like somewhat productive and not just sit and do the same thing constantly. So basically I'm just saying that I want my limited free time to be slightly more structured so that I don't feel like I'm being like a lazy lump on a log and like kind of being worthless with my time. So yeah. I want my free time to be a little bit more structured and to get through 5 TV show seasons. It could be anything from the massive 40 episode Big Brother season to something a little bit more manageable like Crime Scene or something like that. Goal number 7, work on Specialis Revelio. This time I want to actually work on it and read new chapters and post and stuff. So work on Specialis Revelio. Finally, goal number 8, which I believe is going to be my last goal, is to do some sort of large-scale ranking. Like I said in the last one, I want to do a big ranking like the Drag Race Queens or something along those lines, all the songs by a musician, something. I want to do one of those. Honestly, the overall goal with these quarterly goals is essentially what I said about my last goal, is that I want my limited free time to be a little bit more structured. It's so easy to just fall into a YouTube spiral and to just click on whatever next video sounds interesting, and next thing you know, it is 4 in the morning and you've done literally nothing with your day except sit on YouTube. And hopefully these goals help me to do something other than that and to be a little bit more proactive when I'm not working on schoolwork. I promise I'm not a completely lazy person. I both have a job, 2 jobs actually, and I'm a grad student, so it's not like I have all the free time in the world. I just feel super lazy and unproductive when I don't do anything with my free time, so that's what these goals help me do. But apparently over the summer I decided to actually be super lazy and do almost nothing with my free time, so I need to get back into the spirit of actually doing things. So after saying all that, I've decided to give myself one brief extra challenge. This is more of like a bonus challenge that I just hope to complete. This one's not quite as serious, but I am currently in the middle of 3 games for the PlayStation 4, and I want to have at least completed one of them by the time this quarter is over. So obviously that's not a huge goal because none of these games are ones that take forever. It's just something that I want to do as another goal. I don't know why I feel like explaining this, that's the point of a goal. Anyway, those games are 2 that you've already seen on my channel. One is Until Dawn. Yes, I still haven't completed this. I love this game, but given that I've seen so many playthroughs, I'm a little bit less motivated to finish it. Also, Life is Strange. This is another one that I absolutely love. I've seen way too many playthroughs, and that makes me a little bit less motivated to finish it. The third one is one that is new and that I actually haven't watched playthroughs for, and I'm currently like a little bit less than halfway through, and that is Root Letter. You're probably noticing a pattern here. I like story-driven games that have a butterfly effect-esque aspect to them. But anyway, if you're unfamiliar with Root Letter, it is a story-based game with kind of a butterfly effect aspect to it. It's a mystery surrounding this girl who the main character was a pen pal with 15 years in the past, and he's kind of trying to figure out what happened to her because she just stopped writing and the last letter was very mysterious, so he's just kind of trying to figure out what happened and what's going on. Not gonna lie, so far I like both of these more than I like this one, but it's still a really intriguing mystery and I'm really curious to see what happens, so we'll see. Also, if I finish this one, I'm probably gonna get Persona 5 because that one sounds super intriguing, and I watched like the first 20 minutes of a playthrough of it and it looked really cool. So if I finish this by the end of the quarter, I'll probably get Persona 5 as well. So yeah, not an official goal, especially given that I'm like halfway through this game right now, but I want to get through some of these because I have them and I haven't finished them. So that is it for this quarterly goals video. You will probably see another one of these at the beginning of December if I'm not being completely lazy. Like I said, I didn't really want to make this one because of how bad this past one was. So hopefully I will be more successful next time. Also, I am not going to set this in stone, but I think that because there are only 8 goals on this list, I think I'm going to challenge myself to do all of them. So if I don't succeed at all of them, I don't consider this quarter a success, which is kind of strict, but I mean, 8 goals isn't that much, and my classes this semester aren't that hard, so I think I'm gonna make myself do all of them to succeed. I think I'll give myself like a 1 goal like buffer, so if I don't succeed at 1 goal, it counts as still a success, but I don't think I'm gonna let myself just do 4 goals and count this quarter a success. And I guess since I did this last time, I will mention which goal I most hope that I have succeeded in by this point in 3 months. And I think it's again gonna be the Korean because I want to actually learn the language and I want to not be intimidated by it. So I think that once again is the goal that I most want to succeed at. As always, I will leave links down in the description to my blog, Twitter, and Goodreads. Please add me as a friend on Goodreads. I would love to be friends with all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.